Hi, everyone. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Giving Back with Deji live. I'm glad to be here once again. It's been a while since I had this session, Giving Back with Deji, and we're here once again to commence the podcast, the Facebook Live, and also the YouTube Live. If you're joining us, thank you. This is the first time we're having these Giving Back with Deji after a while now. We've been trying to get a lot of content together, putting a lot of things together in order for us to kickstart giving back with Deji one more time, and we're here once again. Um, it's going to be very brief. Giving back with Deji will be focused on a lot of content that we've come up with, a lot of ideas, concept that we've come up with. For those who are joining us for the first time who do not know what Giving Back with Deji is, I'm just going to give a brief of what Giving Back with Deji is all about so that you have an idea of what we do and what we're trying to achieve with Giving Back with Deji. So, Giving Back with Deji was born out of a desire to support as many as possible, especially those who have questions at the back of their mind, questions that has to do with people development, how to develop personal development, how to develop themselves. We will be talking about new trends, ideas, concepts. We'll be talking about opportunities that you can take advantage of in terms of opportunities in career and business, new learnings and concepts, ideas or things that are coming up or that are currently ongoing in the world today, and opportunities that you can take advantage of. Actually, we'll be talking about them. We're bringing a lot of friends who will be coming to share some of these ideas with you. These Giving Back with DG will be coming up once in a week, and we're pushing this content over all these media. We're on Mixler, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, and as many that can join us live when we are on these platforms can connect. One of the ideas that has been brewing in my mind, and as a result of conversations I've had with a lot of people, is the topic, which is it's a new trend around talking about migration. So migration, when we talk about migration, talking about people leaving one place, one country to the other. People are changing a lot of location. It's trendy right now. We have a lot of people from countries moving to other countries, and a lot of concerns will be coming at a lot of things might be bothering some of the people who cannot afford it, or those who don't understand why people are making those kind of decisions of shutting down a particular life they've built over the years in one country and moving with their family to another country. Now, there's been a lot of questions coming up from a lot of friends and loved ones who've been asking questions like, how do I kickstart a new life? How do I start a new life in a different environment, in a different location where the culture is different, when ideas are different, a lot of things over there kind of contradicted where I'm coming from. But I would also like to, for those who do not really understand why a lot of people are making those decisions, I'm going to share with you why people are making those kind of decisions to migrate from one place to the other. I have done some research with some particular set of people just to understand what's going on at the back of their mind in terms of migrating from one location to the other. Why a lot of people are changing their geographic location with their families. And the first thing that has opened up the minds of people, especially across the globe, is the pandemic. The pandemic has caused a lot of reawakening. It has brought a lot of it has made a lot of people see the reality of why they need to move from their country to another country. Now, the pandemic exposed two things. It showed the strength of each country, the country that you belong and the country and other countries. It will show the strength and the weakness of countries and what countries can do for their people during crisis and what the other country can do for their people during crisis. I must say a lot of people have lost their lives, and and I feel sad when I think of it, that a lot of people have lost their lives during this pandemic, and most of them actually decided to um, to make that move because they have seen that the environment or the society where they are do not care about them, and they need to make a move to another location. So the pandemic was the first wake up call for everyone. Everyone now understand that they need to move to locations that they feel will be best suited for their lifestyle, or that they can get the care or attention that they need. Secondly, has been new opportunities. I must tell you that the currency and the opportunities that are available in different countries differ. Now, for someone who is coming from a developed country, going to, or sorry, someone coming from an underdeveloped country and going to a developed country, the opportunities in the developed countries have opened up the eyes of a lot of people to want to go to those countries and just enjoy the facilities that they have there, to take advantage of the skill that they have. And a lot of skilled individuals who know that they are not appreciated in their country want to move from one country to the other just because they know that in the country where they are going, they will be appreciated, their skill will be appreciated, and they'll be paid commensurate value for the skill and the experience that they have. So that's the second reason why a lot of people migrate from one location to the other. They practically just abandon everything and go over to a new country and start a new life. So I know a lot of people are very judgmental. Sometimes when you look at your friends that just left the country and went to another country, and then you're judgmental that maybe this guy does not really know what he's up to, what he wants to do with his life in the country, and that's why he's leaving. Now, um, so like I said, new lifestyle, new opportunities, and also the pandemic has also exposed the weakness of a lot of countries. And that's where a lot of people are migrating right now. And I totally understand when you find someone who is coming from a country where he has been deprived of the basic amenities of life. And then he wants to go to another country where he knows that he can get the best. He's seen the kind of skill set that he's had, the skills he's built over the years, and he knows that his skill will be appreciated. And then he wants to go to this country to get opportunities and start a new life, have a better life, and also have a better life for his family and his family and his children. I totally understand that. Now, the what we need to understand is the opportunities that are available right now. A lot of countries do not actually allow those to try. For example, remote working. Let's talk about remote work. Now, most countries still frown at remote work. They do not believe that people can actually work at the comfort of their homes and get the work done. So I totally understand that there's a lot of concern from employers, a lot of concern from businesses, business owners, or probably people want to get into business, to understand that remote work is actually the trendy thing. And if you know how to get your job or your business done remotely, then you can thrive. What that does for you, first off, is as a business, it reduces your overhead in terms of amount you spend on infrastructure, especially when you have to get people into the office, drive time for people coming from home down to work, taking a lot out of the productivity time. And now you discover from research done so far, you've discovered that those who do remote work actually work longer hours than those who work in physical offices. And that's because they now understand that work has to be done. And because you are working remotely, you need to double your effort in order to give value or bring value to the table. So you need to understand that the opportunities that are available in other countries, especially for remote work, has attracted a lot of people. Now you observe of recent, you find a lot of employees leaving one company to the other just because of the bait of the remote work. So the remote work bait that has been thrown out there for a lot of employees has made a lot of employees move from one company to the other. So remote work is here to stay. I know a lot of people still feel that why should we be talking about remote work when obviously we know that it's you can't monitor, you can't track productivity, you can't check all of that. But I need to let you know that why that is a concern, some other people have started developing remote tools that can monitor or can appraise people when they work, clocking in and clocking out. And a lot of people are cashing out, a lot of companies are cashing out on building these tools that help. Okay, so I need to understand that a lot of organizations are jumping on the fact that they can actually remotely monitor their staff. Now, I also should let you know that the kind of lifestyle people would like to change to also has been one of the reasons why people are changing. People want better lifestyle for themselves. Now, when you observe from the developing countries, everything has to be paid cash to enjoy basic needs. You have to pay practically 100% for everything. While in the developed world, there are a lot of what people trade. You do not actually trade cash, you actually trade your credit worthiness. Your credit worthiness is what you use in trading in order for you to be able to get things done. So there is a database for every person in the developed world where anyone can have access to check your credit worthiness and decide if to do business with you or if to go into any form of transaction with you or entrust you with anything. Now, as a result, you find people in the underdeveloped countries, when they are broke, they are truly broke. They do not have any money with them. But for those in the developed countries, you find out that when they say they are broke, they don't actually say they are broke. They say they've gone bankrupt because they've gotten so indebted, right, that they do not have value to offset those debts. And those debts were gotten as a result of their credit worthiness. So you can be on with zero value in your bank account, but because of how credit worthy you are, meaning that over the time you have purchased items and over the time you've been paying back value every time on time, and then a lot of people, a lot of organizations will be willing to get back, or sorry, give you product and services because they know that you're going to pay back eventually because of your credit worthiness. So you need to understand that the kind of lifestyle people want to live, people do not want to live some kind of hard lifestyle where they have to pay practically for everything and then go in zero, have no value in their bank account, and they cannot do anything. I am not saying that those in the developed countries do not face this kind of scenario. If you can imagine, if someone who is not credit worthy at the same time, who at the same time does not have cash with him to be able to do anything, you find out that that person will actually be living hand to mouth just like any other person in any other underdeveloped country. So the kind of lifestyle that people choose determine the reason why they are moving from one country to the other. So if you look at the strengths and the weakness of countries, then you understand the reason why a lot of people are moving from one country to the other. I understand that a lot of us feel that if you've built a life, why should you just abandon that life and then move to another country? Now, research has shown that most of the people who move from one country to the other are the middle class and the upper class. So initially, what we used to have was that we had the lower class in the countries, in different countries, migrating. And then they get into a new country, and then the country will see them as these are impoverished people. They almost treat them like will treat them like refugees or think that they do not have anything. But the beautiful thing about this current trend is that those who are migrating right now are the middle class that have skills that they've developed, they have certifications that they've gathered up their sleeves, their resume is looking fantastic, they have built a lifestyle, they have built a life in the country where they are. They know that they have built they have a lot of assets behind them. And as a result, they decide that okay, it's time for us to move on to another place to go conquer. And they see their migration story as going to another country to go conquer and to show the stuff that they carry in them. So I need you to understand that if you see any person coming to a new country, you don't look down on them. You don't think that they are impoverished or they don't have what to eat. They actually know what they are doing. It's calculated step, and that's why you find out that people within those category get into a country, and in a short while you see that their lifestyle almost changed. They are not like living from hand to mouth. And you find out that they leverage on the skills that they've gathered, they trade it in those countries. And most of the time, you find out that in the most of the developed countries, there is a high shortage of labor. And as a result of high shortage of labor, you find a lot of the middle class migration and the upper class migration taking advantage of the kind of opportunities that are available in those countries. So let's talk about the skills that these people have. People who are categorized among the middle class or the upper class. Now, the middle class, right, are those who have a university degree. They have they are stable financially in the country where they originally are from. They have certifications and international certifications on their sleeves that they know they can trade internationally. They understand that they are not in competition with people within their home country, but they are in competition with the international world. They are in competition with the world. So they have started gathering a lot of certifications and getting themselves ready in order for them to go to those countries. Now, I must tell you, if you're here or you're listening to the video after, or you're listening to this podcast after we are done, and then you have plans in the future that you would like to migrate, you need to understand that you cannot come to another man's country and then think that that is when you start thinking of what you need to do. You need to have a plan on ground before you migrate. You need to understand that I need to put things in place, and part of the things you need to put in place should be that you should start gathering enough certifications, enough assets for you to be able to trade internationally, because you are competing with other people who have equal skills from their other country who are also migrating. So you need to understand that it's a global village. You're competing with the global citizen. So that means that whatever it is you're bringing to the table must be valuable enough. You must have your certifications. You must come with ideas, or you must come with you must come with skills that you can trade on the global scale. So one major fact that we all need to understand is, in the global village where we are, ideas and skills actually rule. You cannot just come and you can not just show up and think that things will be served to you. You need to get it. You need to get things done, and no one is going to serve you those things. You need to look out for yourself. All right. Now, so you must get as much certificate as possible, and I will be listing some of the certifications that you need to start looking at if you're beginning to look at migration or you want to go to another country, right? The certifications that you need to start getting in place. Now, there is some skills that are being termed as STEM, that is STEM, right? Globally, those are the jobs in demand. Those industry are in demand. They have shortage of labor, and if you need to align yourself properly to be able to get opportunities out there globally, you need to align yourself to the STEM category. So let me explain what STEM is. STEM is an acronym. That's STEM. So S is for science oriented jobs, jobs that have to do with um, healthcare, that's to do with medicine, that's to do with research, that's to do with academics, and all of that. Those are categories under the S, which is the science. And then we have the tech. Now, the tech, when you hear tech, the first thing that comes to your mind is software developers and back-end developers and front-end developers. No, that's not it. Now, tech has gone broad right now. Now, for example, project management is categorized as STEM, as tech right now. Product management is categorized as tech right now. The data analytics it's also categorized as STEM. Um, Roles like the back end and the front end developers, software developers also are also categorized as STEM, also just like you've always known. Then, if you're a data scientist, also you're categorized as STEM. So, and if you're a Scrum Master, or if you're a QA tester, when I mean QA tester, someone who tests softwares before they are launched into the market, you're also categorized as tech. All right. If you're also in the field of digital marketing, you're also categorized as tech, because right now social media marketing and digital marketing also is ranked very high in the market. So now there's also E in the STEM. Remember, I mentioned S as science, T as tech, E is engineering. So when it comes to engineering, it could be engineering in terms of hardcore engineering, like the mech, electronic engineering, and there are new ones called the mechatronics engineers. The mechatronic engineers are those who go into the robotics, and the others that work hand in hand with the tech team. So invariably, you're somewhere in between engineering and tech also. And the last part, which is M, it's the mathematicians. So those um, who are into research, especially in the line of mathematics, or in terms of academics, whatever it is that you're into, right? Or people who deal with data, statistics. Those are another set of people that are in high demand. Now, why I'm giving this foundational information is for you to understand that if you're thinking of migrating, you don't want to migrate into another country and then fall among the bottom 10 categories in terms of jobs in demand. You need to have started building yourself and preparing yourself to be ranked among the top 10 category in terms of jobs in demand, so that you get into the country and then you can plug into place. You can plug easily. Now, when you are in some other countries, some other job just work anyhow for you. But globally, the STEM, right, seem to be the top 10 in the categories of those who are the highly skilled jobs and jobs in demand. So you need to understand that in order for you to get into this category, wherever you are in your country, you need to begin to get on top of training, certifications, and begin to acquire those skills, getting yourself ready for your migration. So just in case when you get into that place, into the new country, right, you do not, in quote, suffer. Right. Sorry about my Spanish. But the truth is, you need to get yourself prepared to be able to align properly with the top 10 categories of jobs in demand, so that when you get into the those countries, you will be highly sorted for. You have to start preparing yourself. So if you know a nearby, probably a person who can help you, teach you on how to be a good data analyst, or business analyst, or whatever it is you want to get those skills on, you need to tag along with them for them to teach you. However, I will let you know the cheapest way for you to get all skills that you want. The platform, YouTube. YouTube has all the information that you need. If you need to learn skills as a from scratch, some of them, you see those YouTube videos tagged probably data analyst for dummies. Just type it out there and take your time. Some of them are like 4 hours videos, right? You learn those skills and then you get them. Now, let's go away from from theoretical discussion. Let me talk about some things that I did. Some years ago, I was working in an organization, and there was a young lad who was working in that organization who was like he wasn't reporting to me directly, but he was working in another team. But every time he comes to meet me, he feels dissatisfied with the role that he is occupied, that he's doing in the company. And he keep asking me, Deji, please, what can I do for me to grow in my career, for me to be the top of my career? What can I do? And I asked him, what do you like the most? What do you like to? And he said, oh, he likes graphic design and digital graphic designing or digital market. I said, okay, let's do this. Go to YouTube. Now I made some search for him, showed him some pages or some watch these videos and start. And 2 days after he came and he showed me, wow, look at my design. This design really good. And I said, nice, keep doing the job. Now, as I speak to you, he works for one of the top banks in his country. I'm not going to mention the country. And guess what he's doing? Graphic design with the skill he learned on YouTube. That's what he's trading right now. Now, no one is going to pay you for the degrees that you have. Companies will only pay you for the skill that you have. So you need to understand that before you start saying there are no jobs anywhere. It's not that there are no jobs anywhere. Your skill is not matching to the job. It's not matching the jobs that are available out there. So you need to get yourself into the STEM category early enough, because right now there are very few people in the STEM category, and the job there is a massive need for people in this category. So YouTube, that's number one. I'm also going to share some tools that you can get. LinkedIn. Let's go to LinkedIn. Now, most of you already have LinkedIn pages, and LinkedIn sometimes give people 1 month free subscription for you to be able to learn to get some. Sorry, LinkedIn. I mean, they give 1 month free subscription, and then you can connect to LinkedIn Learning, which is a subsidiary of LinkedIn, in order for you to gather some skill. Get on LinkedIn, get some of these skills. Also, you can watch some of these videos, and they issue you certificates after you're done. Those certificates can be displayed on your LinkedIn page. I'm also going to talk about the ones that you can get free. You can go to Coursera, Coursera.com. When you go to Coursera, you see some of those free courses. Some of these courses, you can take them, acquire these skills, get to know more about these skills. Do not just bombard your CV, bombard your CV with all the responsibilities you are doing. You need to bombard your CV with skills and learnings that you've gathered from these platforms. LinkedIn Learning, Coursera. I talked about YouTube. YouTube is free to all. You just have to consume your data. And Pluralsight. Pluralsight is another good one. Take advantage of Pluralsight. Pluralsight will also help a lot. You can get, but Pluralsight is paid for. Okay, so for now, you can just for those who don't know have cash, don't bother about Pluralsight. But if you have enough money, you can trade on this. So I know most of us in the in some countries, or in the country where we do not, or we do not have cash, we always want to say, no, I want the free ones. Get the free ones on YouTube, LinkedIn Learning. You get it on Coursera. There are some other platforms. Once you just check online, you see some. Read.co.uk gives a lot of free courses also, courses that in tech space, in the science, engineering. Take advantage of them. And I know that once you take advantage of these tools and get those skills, they should help you align and get you prepared for your next move when you're intending to migrate. And guess what? Some of these skills that you get can be traded remotely, so you can do some of the jobs remotely. Take advantage of it, and I hope that with this information I've given, that will help us to become better off, and also improve some of our skills, getting ourselves ready for migrating from one country to the other. Thank you very much. It's been just 30 minutes of your time to add value to you. Please join me again this time next week as we get more information about personal development, new trends, career, learning concepts, or any information about business and career. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.